as much as I hate Mary Louise or Pierre for their dirty practices, there's one more inhabitant of the peaceful Pelican Town which has earned their spot on my naughty list. Will you guess who it is? Who in the valley can be obnoxious enough in order for him to land himself on this hated list? I will let you think about it for a bit before I reveal him. But before that, I would like to ask everyone that's not subscribed to my channel to check it out and maybe give it a shot and subscribe. I primarily focus on Stardew Valley videos while covering other games as well. And now, let's talk about Clint. Clint, all in all, starts off as a really swell guy. Well, you don't know anyone in the valley at this point, so the first impressions can be deceiving. He is the town's blacksmith, which profession has been passed on in the family. And I would think that he is the single supplier of utensils, weapons, tools and repair in the whole town, leaving all of the villagers highly reliant on his skills. I can surely say his skills are top notch, as he is able to easily upgrade every tool that you bring him, in a timely manner, showing that he is quite proficient in his trade, but he is lacking a lot in other aspects of his daily life. As you find out slowly, he is a quiet and shy character that at the start seems normal, but not as you discover more about him. Clint for me becomes an unbearable character as we progress our relationship with him, as well as with Emily. In some of the events we talk to him, we can get even more dialogue showing his character. For example, he says, "I wore my special shoes tonight," and no one noticed. And who do you want to notice that thing about you when you don't interact with anyone else in the town except Emily? Like, that's the thing that really freaks me out a bit. Now, for all of you that don't know, Clint is in love with Emily. Emily is the local gem-loving, positive and outgoing girl who lives with her sister Hailey. She considers Clint as her close friend, and they can be seen chatting and communicating a lot in different cutscenes. But as we can see, Emily is the one doing the talking most of the time, while Clint stops functioning and just freezes, not knowing how to react, and misinterprets most of the things she said. Further on, this can be seen as quite disturbing, as we find him stalking Emily in the front of her house, being too shy to talk to her. It's quite normal to be shy sometimes, and everyone experiences it in their life. But the things that Clint has started doing have been going a bit over the top. If you go to his shop, in one of the corners you can see a bunch of paper notes that you can interact with and read what he wrote. Basically, he tried to write a letter to Emily, but he never got to finish it since he always talked himself out of it. And you can see that even in the letters, he started writing that he's not gonna send it to her. Like, come on. Most of the events for Clint and Emily are intertwined, so you can see them interacting a lot together, and I think that his shyness has been a real issue for him, where to the end he hasn't tried to make the first move towards Emily, or making other friends in the valley at least. In Emily's cutscene, where we gather in the mayor's house, and we dress up randomly to express ourselves, we can see the true face of Clint, where to be honest I got a bit angry with him, since we, the player, decided to date Emily because he never tried to take the next step with her. You never know what her choice would have been. Maybe she would have turned him down, or maybe she would have accepted him, but he chose not to do anything. To be honest, getting an answer can be truly relieving even if it's a negative one, since it would mean you told her your feelings and you could move on in the future. Emily sends Clint out in his costume and turns towards us, expressing romantic interest towards the player. When Clint randomly comes back and sees that scene, here he feels awful and makes a few indirect remarks where he just congratulates us, the player, and leaves, just leaving behind Emily all confused. Afterwards, in one of her dialogue options, you can see that she knew he was shy and she considered him her friend, but Clint never tried to express his true feelings toward her, just leaving them buried, and at the end started blaming Emily for everything that happened. When we talk to Emily afterwards, she opens up to us, saying that lately Clint hasn't looked at her and talked to her at all, and she suspects that he is angry with her for something, and us, the player, we already know why he's angry. This right here was the thing that made me hate Clint a lot, because he pities himself and hates the person that didn't do anything wrong and just lived her life. Till the end, she never found out that Clint had a crush on her, since he never expressed it himself. Maybe Emily also had a crush on Clint, you never know. Before we moved in Pelican Town and changed it, things could have been different. So not taking that chance to change his life, where his confession could have been a turning point for him, he just wallows in his house blaming everyone else. He's not the one in the wrong. In the Feast of the Winter Star, we can see him saying, all of these happy families, but for me just another lonely year. Like, come on mate, you don't want to do anything. And this right here is something that says a lot about him. He portrays himself as the good guy that would love and take care of you, but at the same time, if you don't choose him, he would make it your fault and your loss at the same time. I have been shy, not gonna lie, and more than I should have in my personal life. The moment I noticed that opportunities were slipping away, I decided to be more active in my choices, where I would say what I had and would want to hear the answer, whether it would be positive or a negative one. Leaving things never said will just make you feel bad and awful, while even if you're rejected, you can continue on with a better resolve and new goals in the life. This is a thing that I really wish that I could see about Clint. His story ended there, he never changed, and he is still angry with Emily for choosing the player over him. I think that he has a delusion where him spending all that time with Emily, all those years, should make her grateful and she should choose him over anyone else without him needing to confess his feelings and not to get hurt if she just rejects him. But yeah, so that's something that I really wanted to discuss with all of you, since I would like for Considered Ape to at least revisit him in the future, hoping that he could add at least a redemption arc or something like that. Maybe Clint finds someone special from Zuzu City, or even from Pelican Town, but you never know. What are your thoughts about Clint? I know I may be too harsh on him, but it's still my truthful opinion on him since he truly made me mad about some of his actions in the game. What would you suggest to Considered Ape to change about him or to add that would positively change his character in the game? I think that an apology or explanation to Emily would be a start, but that's just me. But everyone, I hope you enjoyed today's video. It's a bit different from all of the rest lately, but I wanted to switch a bit and just casually discuss about Clint and his character development in the game. If you'd like to see more content like this, feel free to subscribe to my channel, and I also have a Discord channel where we can all chat and hang around, so I hope you consider joining there as well. I wish you all have a great day and I will see you all in my next one. But till then, stay safe.